In what many are already calling a watershed moment in South African political history, Democratic Alliance (DA) leader John Steenhuisen has pulled off a stunning political maneuver that has sent shockwaves through the corridors of power. What started as murmurs of discontent within opposition benches quickly erupted into a full-blown political earthquake, one that left the African National Congress (ANC) reeling, President Cyril Ramaphosa blindsided, and the entire nation scrambling to understand what just happened. This wasn't merely another fiery parliamentary speech or an election season stunt. It was a carefully orchestrated strategy that had been quietly brewing behind the scenes for months. Insiders now reveal that Steenhuisen, long underestimated by his rivals, had been building a cross-party alliance, leveraging growing frustration across provincial lines, and tapping into a well of public dissatisfaction that had reached boiling point. The tipping point came during a dramatic sitting of Parliament, where Steenhuisen delivered a scathing address not only exposing a series of newly uncovered corruption scandals but also calling for an unprecedented vote of no confidence in the President and senior ANC leadership. Unlike previous motions that fizzled under the weight of ANC majorities, this one had teeth, and it bit hard. The motion was backed by several smaller opposition parties and, shockingly, received support from a handful of ANC MPs disillusioned with the direction their party had taken. Whispers of factional battles within the ANC were suddenly on full display as a visible split emerged. Some ruling party members broke ranks, citing loyalty to the people over party allegiance. Others remained stone-faced, watching helplessly as Steenhuisen seized the narrative. But the uprising wasn't only political, it was emotional, raw, and electric. South Africans, exhausted by years of corruption, unemployment, power outages, and economic stagnation, saw in Steenhuisen's boldness a rare glimpse of accountability. His call to reset the nation's moral compass struck a chord far beyond the walls of Parliament. Protests flared in major cities, not against Steenhuisen, but in support of his bold stand. "We've had enough," one demonstrator shouted outside the union buildings. "Steenhuisen is saying what we've all been feeling." While the ANC scrambled to conduct damage control, Ramaphosa himself looked visibly shaken in subsequent media appearances. For a president who had cultivated an image of calm leadership and quiet diplomacy, the loud, public confrontation with a resurgent opposition leader was jarring. Sources close to the presidency described crisis meetings that lasted late into the night, as advisors scrambled to plug leaks and manage fallout. The international community took notice too. Investors, diplomatic observers, and analysts began speculating about South Africa's political future. Could this mark the beginning of the end for ANC dominance? Would Steenhuisen emerge as a serious contender for the highest office in the land? What seemed impossible just months ago now appeared plausible, even likely. The DA leader, never one to shy away from criticism, seemed emboldened by the momentum. In a follow-up press conference, he declared, "This is not about me. This is about restoring dignity, truth, and accountability to the people of South Africa. The ANC has failed to self-correct. So we will correct them, with or without their permission." Of course, not everyone was impressed. ANC stalwarts labeled the move reckless populism and warned of a dangerous precedent. Some analysts cautioned that the DA would need to back up their words with policy plans and nationwide coalition building if they truly hoped to shift the power balance. But even those criticisms couldn't erase the impact of the moment. In the days that followed, Steenhuisen toured parts of the country, meeting with community leaders, activists, and local business figures, driving home the message that the uprising wasn't a moment, it was a movement. He promised to expand his reach, to listen more, and to fight harder. "We are no longer the loyal opposition," he said. "We are the people's alternative." The earthquake may have begun with one man's voice, but its tremors are now being felt across the nation. Whether this uprising leads to real change or simply sparks another chapter in South Africa's complex political journey remains to be seen. But one thing is certain, John Steenhuisen has thrown down the gauntlet, and South African politics will never be the same again.